moving over to the Club World Cup, it's a 32 tournament team now. There are teams from Europe, teams from Africa, Asia, and the whole continental team. Recently, Gianni Infantino has been up and down with Trump, with a YouTuber doing content. Is the PR for itself, he has carried it alone by himself, and there's that place of pushing the Club World Cup itself. But let's talk about the competition itself, the teams that will be playing. What do you make of the competition itself? Is it something that, do you see it as a real competition? When I mean real competition, do you see it as something that actually would tell the stories of these teams, and also for the financial side of it, is it viable in terms of the sharing formula they've made for different continents? And also, there's one that is interesting to me, Rulani Mokwena against Pep Guardiola. That's I think that's I can't remember his team, but it's coming up against Manchester City from the African side. That's one. Mokwena is one coach I really like. When he was at the South African club, Mamelodi Sundowns, was a very, very good manager. And coming up against Pep Guardiola, I just want to talk about the whole thing about the Club World Cup, finance, sharing formula, the Club World Cup itself in terms of the football.
Well, you get your share. The sharing formula is divided into the value that your league, your continent bring into football. So Europe will always get a lion's share. I don't think it is fair. I think that what should have been done is that once you qualify to play, this is entry-level fee, and then each stage you get into, it's like saying that Madrid gets paid more than other teams in the Champions League because they've won 15. It doesn't matter whether, so if Madrid gets to, let's say in the Champions League now, to qualify you get 1 point something, 50 million, right? Just to qualify for the group phase, for the league phase. Now say Madrid say no, the rule is different. For Madrid, once they get to the league phase, they get 50 million.
That's cheating, others.
Yeah, that's cheating already. So we are all coming to play in this expanded competition. It's a new competition. I think they should start it on a clean slate. Yes, you would argue that African teams don't sign big players with the kind of money that they spend, and they don't pay the kind of salaries the European teams pay. But this is a competition. If you qualify for the World Cup, it's the same amount of money everybody get flat rate in the group stage. And then as you go to each of the stage, the competition should just be like that. So that Mamelodi Sundowns, for instance, if they get a lucky run and they go all the way to the finals, they would take this money and improve their squad, do development and all that. But if I already know that even in this type of competition where we're supposed to be coming as equal, my hands is tied behind my back, on the long run, it might not be sustainable, because some teams are like, you know what, I don't want to go into this competition. I don't need it. After all, it is already set up to make us inferior. I think that might be a problem. On the marketing side by Gianni Infantino, when you come up with a dream, Americans will say, do you have a skin in the game? And you're not willing to put your skin in the game, it is hard to see anybody who would on their own now pursue it for you. Because if you don't believe in your dream, why should anybody believe in it? This is very, very different from what we used to. This is crazy. I love it. I love the idea of the competition. I love the trophy. I love the push around. It also showed that Gianni Infantino is aware of what today requires. I mean, CAF is doing a miniature version. I saw the unveiling of the CAF trophy and all that. Small as it might be, but it's better than what we used to have, and we're learning from the global bodies. UEFA would always not agree with FIFA. It's always been like that. Recently, Congress that they were holding, UEFA members walked out on Infantino. Whatever it is they do, he's still a European. He's a Swiss Italian, whether they like it or not. And 1 minute he will be a saint. When all these ships are down, he's still one of them. He's not an African man that is running CAF. Having said that, though, I'm looking forward to the competition. I'm not big on whether an African coach is going to play against Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola's team is Man City. It is this team versus this team. Whatever result he gets. Football is about momentum sometimes. It's not about name. That's why you can say Arsenal. Somebody said Arsenal is equal to Real Madrid because they beat them when they had their momentum. But having said that, the European teams are bigger than the African teams. The African teams now have to go there to that big stage. Football, there's no rule that says a small team cannot beat a big team. If not, Crystal Palace will not be FA Cup champions in England. If not, Ikorodu City will not rise as they rose in the Nigerian League. Abia Warriors will not be going on the continent this season. So, football, anything can happen. Greece, out of nowhere, in 2004, rose and won the Euros against all odds. Zambia in 2012 rose and won the African Cup of Nations. So, when you look at all of this, anything is possible in football. I would say to the new entrant, the teams that are not used to coming to this competition on a regular basis, since this moment and make a name for yourself, you might just be within luck, within the space of being able to win it for the very first time for yourself.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.